What is up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Gerardi Performance Podcast, where we'll talk about anything fitness, lifestyle, diet, workout related that you ask me. We're doing Q&A every single week. This is the first episode. Hope you enjoy the show. All right, Ant, we are good to go.
All right, let's get straight into it. So the first question that you had selected was in regards to the optimal training schedule for a professional working about 60 hours a week who struggles to find time getting into the gym on a daily basis.
If you want to get in and out of the gym, the most efficient split would be full body, and I would superset everything. You always want to superset with an antagonistic muscle. So, for example, if you're doing a barbell bench press, that's a pressing movement. You want to superset it with a pulling movement like a bent over row, or a lat pull down, or a seated cable row, something that's not going to further exhaust the chest and triceps. Same applies if you want to do arms, right? So if you're doing a bicep curl, superset that with a tricep extension. So we're not exhausting both muscles. They're two completely different opposite actions. So that will be most efficient. You want to superset everything to get in and out of the gym. Aim for about 4 supersets, so A, B, C, and D. And then aim for 3 full body workouts a week. And that should be more than enough, at least to get you started. Maybe we can progress you as you kind of get down the road. Maybe 3 full bodies won't be enough, determining based off your goal. But definitely if you're starting out, 3 full bodies a week is totally fine. You just got to put your head down and grind while you're in the gym. Get out of there in 50 to 60 minutes tops.
That's a great plan for somebody who's struggling to find time to get to the gym. They didn't really mention what their body composition goals were for the question. The only thing I would add would maybe a HIIT session, high intensity interval training, 20 minutes in and out, super intense, but you don't have to spend much time in the gym.
Right. Yep. So increase the intensity and don't take so much downtime. So that way, you may be even getting away with the 40-minute, 30-minute workout if you're really in a time crunch. Just kind of more circuit training, really full exhaustion. And really exerting yourself, not so much rest period. So get in and out of there with a good sweat and you'll feel like you actually did something.
All right, moving on to the next question we have here. Were instances that certain diets would be beneficial? Maybe this person has some allergy or some specific goal in mind, or they have some other type of disease or disorder.
I am not a big, proponent or fan of fad diets like intermittent fasting or like a keto diet. All of my online clients will tell you I'm all about sustainability. The only way I could see myself actually doing or having a client go on something like a keto diet or an intermittent fasting plan is if they want to lose as much water weight and as much weight as possible and get in tone as possible in a short amount of time. So let's say you came to me, Anthony, and you wanted to go on vacation in 6 weeks. You're going to Aruba, enjoying the sun. You want to look good with your shirt off, lose some weight. I'd say, okay, it's crunch time. You're just doing this just to kind of look your best on the beach for a vacation. Let's go do an intermittent fasting. So that way you're not eating as much, you're reducing your calories, and you're in a calorie deficit. You want to go into keto. All right, let's drop all that water weight that carbs hold. And that way you're not retaining carbs or water from the carbs. So really the only thing that those diets do is just kind of not tricking your mind, but in a way it is you're just eating less calories, right? So it's getting you in a calorie deficit. Intermittent fasting, you're not eating until noontime and you have a certain window of what you're eating. And then in terms of the keto diet, you're eating protein and you're eating vegetables. You're not snacking on carbs. Carbs are what we usually like to snack on, sugar, all that stuff. And that just doesn't happen with the keto diet. So that's why those work. They definitely work. But in terms of sustainability, I never program them because I know in myself that it's just not a long-term thing. So I always preach a balanced diet that fits into your lifestyle that you can carry on for years to come, not some kind of crash course, get ripped quick for a beach type of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Diet fads are problematic in fitness culture. The only thing I would add to that is the clinical implications of the ketogenic diet for people with epilepsy, specifically children. It's been shown to be quite beneficial in reducing the frequency of seizures, but that's obviously very niche and not really applicable to probably general client application.
Right. Well, it's so funny you say that. I actually do have a client just signed up with me. Her son is epileptic. And we were talking about how he's on the keto diet, and I actually didn't know that it's good for people with epilepsy, and that they put them on the keto diet. So I'm happy that you brought that up, Ant. That definitely works. We talked about it. I learned a little bit about it, and she has her son on that, and that really seemed to help him.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Moving on to the third question, maybe it's coming from a student or someone who works in an office. What can we do about neck pain, presumably from looking at computer screens or cell phone screens?
Yep. So this question was asked by a student, like you said, how can I get rid of neck pain when you're looking at the screen or you're working all day, right? Unfortunately, in society today, we're always in this forward head posture. Whether it be driving, sitting at our desk, school work, you work at a desk, whatever it may be. We tend to be in this posture. We're like this on our phone a lot. And so that's just kind of a part of society, unfortunately, today. And that's a combination of two reasons. So if you're having neck pain, probably because you're in a forward head posture. And in that forward head posture, it's a combo of upper cervical spine extension and lower cervical spine flexion. So you're kind of like that. And then you also have certain muscle groups that need to be worked on. So you have the muscles that are elongated or lengthened, and so they're weak, and you want to work on those. So those are the deep neck flexors, your levator scap, your mid and lower traps. And then for the shortened and kind of tightened muscles that are keeping you stuck here, that's the sternocleidomastoid here. And then you'll have your upper traps tight on everybody. And then you'll have those suboccipital muscles in the bottom base of your skull. And then, bodybuilders, we never skip a chest day. So our pecs and our pec minor and our pec major are always tight, bringing us into kind of this posture here. And so if we can lengthen the shortened muscles and strengthen the lengthened muscles, that'll kind of get us in that good posture. And so what I like to say, just to start out, be wary of when you're driving or when you're sitting down, right? So chin tucked, neck back. It feels really weird and awkward, but that's how it's supposed to be. And over time, if you just keep correcting yourself like that, it's eventually gonna help. And even giving yourself a little bit of a release back here at the bottom of your skull will feel fantastic. And so I think that if you start to work on that stuff, the forward head posture will go away and your neck pain will go away. Obviously, if it has something to do with musculoskeletal impairments. If it's a nerve injury, that's something completely different.
All great tips. All right, our fourth question here. What could be some diet recommendations or a nutrition plan to lose 25% body fat and build muscle at the same time?
This is probably the most common question. So a diet plan to lose 25% body fat and build muscle at the same time. Everyone wants to lose fat, build muscle at the same time. That is the number one thing I have in my DMs. And so let's just talk diet plan real quick. What I do to someone that comes to me and wants to do that is a high protein, low carb diet with lots and lots of vegetables. Notice I didn't say no carbs. Carbs are very important. You need carbohydrates to survive, to have energy, to fuel you throughout the day. For your proteins, focus on lean protein. So that's ground turkey, chicken breast, lean beef, eggs, etc. Good carbs, quinoa, rice, Ezekiel bread. You have sweet potatoes, oatmeal. Those are all good carbs that you should be in your diet. Don't avoid those. And then as for vegetables, like I said, eat as many as you can every single meal. Really fill up on those vegetables. I'd like to say if you're trying to lose fat, half of your plate should be vegetables, should be green. Obviously, the protein will help you build the muscle, and the carbs give you the energy you need to exercise and just feel good throughout the day. So that's kind of the diet plan aspect of that question. And in terms of fat loss and building muscle in the gym, obviously you can't outwork a bad diet. We all know that, right? But what I like to do for those clients is focus on, obviously everyone's different. Some people may have a lot of fat and can't handle high intensity stuff. Some people may have a little bit of fat that they're trying to shed and can kind of do that. So first focus on the fat loss, because with the fat there, you're not going to see the muscle that's underlying, no matter how strong and big you want to get. You need to lose the fat first. So I'll program still strengthening exercises, but at the end of the workouts, I'll have a HIIT circuit. In the beginning, I'll have some cardio for them to do, or vice versa, just to get them more endurance and just keep burning those calories so that they're not resting so much, because muscle, requires rest. When you do a bench press, you can't just wait 30 seconds and go again. You need to wait a couple minutes before your muscles are ready to give it another go. So drop the fat first, implement more cardio in the beginning. Once you start dropping the fat and get into a percentage you're comfortable at, and then we really start ramping up the bodybuilding style, the bodybuilding type of stuff, bench press, bent over rows, all the jazz that we know about.
That's perfect. I completely agree. And I really like how you emphasized including vegetables, because having that high fiber will keep you satiated, prevent those hunger cravings, reaching for those snacks, high calorie foods that you should be avoiding if dropping weight, dropping fat is your goal.
Yeah, totally. Fiber is super important, and that's what the vegetables will provide. That's a good point. Fiber, satiated is the number one key. So protein and fiber are going to keep you fuller longer. So you're not wanting to reach for those snacks. You're not getting hungry an hour or two after you just had a meal. And that's why carby snacks are so dangerous, because you'll eat them and it's like you really didn't eat anything, and 30 minutes later you could just keep on going, because there's not a lot of fiber in carbs typically.
That's right. All right. Our last question here is, what is the best at-home workout for back fat?
All right, so the best at-home workout for back fat. You ready? Are you ready? A calorie deficit. Boom. Said and done. You can't outwork a bad diet. You can't spot reduce fat. There's no easy way out. It all starts in the kitchen. If someone were to come and ask me, hey, Mike, I want to get started in the gym, but I have a terrible diet, I'd say, all right, let's focus on the diet first. Maybe go for a walk for 2 to 3 times a week. But you really need to get good at your diet before you even think about wanting to lose those love handles or all this face fat. The diet is going to make or break you. Obviously, working out helps, but again, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Perfectly said. You need to spend time in the kitchen or have a great meal preparation program that you're subscribed to.
Yes, meal prep is super, super important. If you guys need any meal prep recommendations, any meal prep advice, shoot me a DM. I'll hook you up with my discount code, and we can get you on there. Makes cooking really super easy, makes eating super easy. These meals are delivered to your door, and I got the hookup on there. So shoot me a DM if you need help with meal prep, if you're not finding enough time to prep your meals beforehand during the week.
All right. Well, that's all the questions that we had selected. I'm not sure if you want to take a look at your comments. Maybe some people in the chat had dropped some questions.
Yeah. So that was all the questions, guys. Let me look, see if we have any questions on here. Hello, everybody. Got a lot of people wanting to be in the chat. Struggling with lower chest workouts and growth. Any recommendations? The chest takes a long time. If you want a big chest, focus on, I'll talk to the Zoom here too. If you want a big chest, focus on the incline stuff. Incline, once I started focusing on that, I started doing incline bench press, incline dumbbell press first in my chest workouts. And that really took my chest to the next level. So do all the flat stuff towards the end. Focus on incline primarily, because that's going to give you that nice shelf look up at the top and that clavicular head of the pecs. Decline, I've never really done decline. I like to think I have a pretty good looking chest. I don't think decline is very necessary. There's so many more exercises, better exercises for the pecs that'll help you grow other than that. So lower chest, think flat and upper primary. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but trust me.
For those people who don't have access to a gym, no equipment, how can they hit that upper chest?
Decline push-ups are really good. So your feet are up, yours kind of slanted down. That will hit the upper pecs. Also, be safe with this one, but it's called a guillotine press. And you kind of just lean over something, have your elbows go really far back, almost behind you. You could load up some water jugs, load up a backpack, and just start pressing with that. If you don't have any dumbbells, you got to get creative. And if it's COVID, one thing that taught me is that you got to get creative with your home workouts if you're serious about your fitness. I was doing all kinds of crazy things. I was doing inverted rows with the broomstick. I was bicep curling the couch. I was doing crazy stuff. So load up some weight in a backpack, water jugs, whatever you have, and just pretend those are your dumbbells.
Great. Any other questions in the chat?
I think that's it, man. Let's see.
Right, well,
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome coming on here, spending time chatting with you. I hope this was valuable for people in the live, people listening to this after the fact when we publish it.
Oh yeah, thank you guys all for joining. This is going to go up on the podcast as well. Starting this podcast, super excited. Got Anthony here helping me out, and I can't wait for the future and what all this holds. Thank you guys all for listening. Thank you for joining Instagram Live, and we're going to try to make this a weekly thing. And I'll talk to you guys all soon. And that's all we got for you here today on this first episode of the Gerardi Performance Podcast. Submit your questions via DM on Instagram at GerardiPerformance.com. The best questions will be selected each week to be on the next episode. Thanks for watching.